Today, in recognition of the feast of Saint Valentine, patron saint of epilepsy, we will be reading rose descriptions from heirloomroses.com.
Seedy Shorts.
Madame Plantier. This variety is a hybrid alba cross with a noisette, an outstandingly fragrant, fully double, medium-size pompon, blooms of rich, creamy white. Born in great profusion early in the season, a large, grateful, arching bush that may be trained as a climber. Not for the small garden, but wonderful if you have the room. Once blooming.
Mademoiselle Isaac Perrier. Old rose perfume exudes from the 4-inch old-fashioned blooms of dark raspberry purple. All this on a vigorous, repeat-blooming bush that may be grown as a short climber. If there were a class in rose shows for fragrance, and there should be, Mademoiselle Isaac Perrier would be a star performer.
La Reine. Large, globular buds open into fully double, 4-inch cupped blooms. Petals 40 plus. Of silvery pink with undertones of lilac on a small bush for its class. Wonderfully fragrant, repeat blooming, upright, and well-foliaged plant. Very popular, one of the first hybrid perpetuals.
Quatre saisons. The rose of 4 seasons. We chose the name that is used in England. There is confusion as to whether this and our Damascena semperflorens are the same. Our 2 varieties are definitely different. Quatre saisons is the oldest repeat-flowering European rose. Its gracefully beautiful, double, ruffled 3-inch blooms of rich, clear pink are blessed with a wonderful wine fragrance. A spreading bush with a gray-green foliage.
Blush noisette. A beautiful old noisette of more restrained growth, making it ideal for smaller gardens or for growing as a shrub. Its soft pink double blooms are produced in clusters of 6 to 12 on a well-foliaged plant with rich, dark green leaves. One of the first noisettes. Nearly thornless, fragrant. Noisette roses are especially good for southern gardens. Good repeat bloom with hardiness zones 7 to 10.
Souvenir du President Lincoln. Bred by the famous French rose breeders Moreau Robert, and named to honor that great president in the year of his death, Souvenir du President Lincoln produces attractive, fully double, old-fashioned blooms of 80 petals with a powerful perfume to rival that of Mademoiselle Isaac Perrier. This vigorous, upright bush with grayish-green, matte foliage makes a statement worthy of honor in every garden.
Tuscany Superb. Large, semi-double, 5-inch blooms, petals 24 plus, whose color is a lovely, deep crimson purple. The petals have a velvet texture and are accented by rich golden yellow stamens produced on a once-blooming, nearly thornless plant. Superbly fragrant, densely foliaged. It is at its best in the spring. Its blooms look unreal, like they are made of the finest porcelain.
Golden moss. The very fragrant blooms of this moss are shockingly beautiful. Yellow blooms are enhanced by darker shading. Buds are globular, peachy yellow, sepals well mossed. Moderate fragrance. Once blooming in spring or summer. A lovely old garden rose.
Rosa Mundi, one of the most famous of all old garden roses. Striking semi-double 3 to 4-inch blooms, petals 12 to 18, with crimson background, splashed and striped white and pink, set off by golden stamens. Blooms cover the once blooming, nearly thornless, compact, spreading, well-foliaged bush. Rosamundi was named after fair Rosamund, the mistress of King Henry II of England, produces nice hips in the fall for the birds to enjoy, and is also shade tolerant, perfect for that dapple sun area, good for zones 4 to 8.
Tipsy imperial concubine. Pink shaded, strongly fragrant, blooms throughout the season, a prolific bloomer with large buds, a garden beauty.
Pompon de Bourgogne. Outstanding in our garden and greatly admired by visitors, small pompon-type 1.5-inch blooms of pale pink to purple erupt in profusion on a densely foliaged, compact, once-blooming plant with small foliage. One of the first to bloom in our garden, the blooms spread over the entire bush, which is itself of great interest even without blooms, would be an excellent plant for a small hedge or border, or lovely by the front door or path. Very even growth, lower canes are never visible. Good for small gardens and tubs.
Queen of Denmark. Elegant pink, quartered blooms against a background of rich gray-green foliage on a tall, once-blooming regal bush. Among the finest of all old roses. Magnificent Alba fragrance.
Reine de Violette. Fully double, old rose 4-inch blooms, petals 60 plus, which open flat and quartered, are filled with velvety petals of rich, deep violet purple. Marvelous heady fragrance. Peter Beals says that this is his favorite of all the hybrid perpetuals. A large, upright, repeat-blooming bush with gray-green foliage. Virtually thornless, one of the most sought-after old roses. We are no longer growing Reine de Violette.
Frau Karl Druski. Here is possibly the most beautiful of all white roses. Huge, fully double, high-centered blooms of purest white on a strong, upright plant with light green foliage. This wonderful rose was not blessed with fragrance, so you can plant it in the back of the flower border without feeling cheated.
Seedy Shots.